Calgary's real estate market has been on absolute fire for the past few months, and this completely contradicts what the big news stations were predicting for the start of the year. Let's take a look at the numbers and see what's really going on. How's it going, everyone? My name is Josh Murdick. I'm a local realtor here in Calgary, and I love helping you guys with buyer and seller tips so that you can make the most out of your real estate journey. If you find any value in this video, I would love if you could hit that subscribe button. But anyway, today we are going to be going over what has happened in the past month in terms of real estate, what's going on with all the big news articles, interest rates, and what are the stats looking like, and how are things selling? Let's get right into it. Contrary to what many people thought was going to happen in the real estate market here in Calgary in the new year, it's doing pretty much the exact opposite of what most people predicted. Right now, we are seeing low inventory levels and a steady increase in prices, along with a very strong seller's market. So let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into those numbers. So what we're looking at here is the statistics in Calgary for the month of January. These numbers are fairly broad and it doesn't go into super detail, but later on in this video, I will be going a little deeper into the details of the sales, the new listings, and what that kind of means for you as a buyer or seller. But for now, as you can see, the monthly sales comparison at the top here, for the month of January, we are a little lower than what we were last year. But obviously last year was kind of a unicorn because we're still above the past 10-year average, as you can see with this blue line here. So the sales to the right there obviously is a little inaccurate. It says 40% year over year, but as you can see, that doesn't really paint the whole picture because we're still above the 10-year average. And then if you scroll down a little bit to the total residential price, we are up 5.2% to $520,900. Obviously, this will vary, as you can see, between different housing prices and also what area of Calgary you're in. But in general, the average price of homes that were sold in January in all of Calgary was $520,000. Like I said in the beginning of this video, the new listings and our inventory is quite a bit lower than what we usually see in January. January is typically a bit of a slower month in real estate. You know, we're all recuperating from those big Christmas expenses and those kind of things. So typically we do see a bit of a lag behind for the next couple months after Christmas. So this is fairly normal, but it is a little lower than what we are used to seeing. So you've seen kind of the broad numbers of where we are at in the Calgary real estate market. Now let's go a little deeper into what the real meaning is behind all of that and how I personally interpret those numbers. So if you'll see at the very bottom right, you will see the months of supply. I'll pop it up on screen here if you didn't see it the last time. Months of supply in real estate is basically the key indicator for how much supply we have. If we were to stop listing homes, how long it would take for the buyers to eat up maybe not eat up, but to buy up, let's say, all of the existing homes on the market. So currently we are at 2.04 months of supply. A standard seller's market would be anything 3 months and below. So obviously the 2.04 is fairly below that. So we're still in a very healthy market, but we are in a pretty substantial seller's market. We've seen quite a few listings go overpriced with no conditions, similar to what we saw last year in the early springtime, but not quite as crazy because that was an absolutely crazy market that we haven't seen in Calgary for a long time. So I would consider where we're at now to be basically a dumbed down version of where we were at last year at this time. Now, the thing with this is we are just going to see the sales, the new inventory, and the months of supply get more and more, because as the months go on, what we usually see is sellers putting their house on the market, because most people wait till spring because that's the best time to sell. Personally, I don't believe in that. I think whenever you want to sell and whenever is best for you is the best time to sell. But regardless of what I think, most people end up listing in spring. So we are going to see a big influx of listings there. And I'm hoping that we do see the same amount of buyers so that we can kind of balance out the market. My prediction for the rest of this kind of hot season, so the spring season, is we will see a little bit less sales activity than what we're seeing now, just strictly based on the fact that there will be a lot more competition. You know, we won't see the multiple offer situations or the unconditional buyers that we're seeing now. And obviously that is only on houses that are priced very well. So pricing is super big in markets like this. You can take advantage of these kind of markets when you are priced super well and when you're at the perfect market value, because that's when you get the most amount of eyes and you get the most amount of attention on it. So to summarize where we're at in the Calgary real estate market, we are in a very healthy seller's market. Depending on what kind of housing you're looking at, there are kind of some different markets within that. So we're seeing condos have risen in sales quite a bit, along with townhouses and row homes, just because of the fact that a lot of people's buying power is getting less and less, just because of the interest rate hikes, and also just with the steady increase of home pricing for detached houses. It's getting harder and harder for people to obtain those, so they're going down to the step below, which is either a condo or the townhouses. So if you do have a townhouse or a condo, I think now is honestly the best time to do it. If you are looking to buy, now is the best time to do it. I think I might sound like a bit of a broken record by saying that, but I truly do think that now is the time to buy real estate, because it does nothing but go up in the long term. So anyway, guys, I hope you found some value in this video. If you did, I would appreciate if you could hit that like button and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another video like this one, and you can stay up to date with all things real estate related. But anyway, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.